Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 3 Remake. This is episode 10, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the final episode. Because we got the cure to the T-virus last time. However, we still don't have any idea where Carlos is. We haven't seen him down here, or any sign that he was here. But as you can see, we are loaded up with ammo, because I am expecting a boss fight coming up. So, I think we're pretty ready for anything. Oh, wait. Disposal Center. Disposal Center Protocols. This facility is to be used for the dissolution and disposal of test subjects used in Nest 2 experiments. The potent solvents used will ensure that any biological matter within the vat, living or dead, is completely dissolved and ready for disposal. Please follow all safety protocols when using the disposal center. Always confirm that no employees are in the chamber before beginning the dissolution process. Always use the regulated amount of solvent, regardless of the volume or mass being disposed of. If a test subject reacts violently, do not halt the disposal process. Leave the chamber filled for at least 12 hours, then check for complete dissolution before draining. I don't know who would be like, oh, the test subject we're trying to melt is flailing, better shut it off, instead of just, nope, pour more acid in there.
What in God's name is this place?
So this seems like the equivalent to the Dead Factory in the original Resident Evil 3, which apparently Dead Factory was just a mistranslation of, like, Abandoned Factory. But that was the place where they melted down all of their zombie corpses. And it is where you fought Nemesis in a vat, where you could shoot valves to spray him with acid. Also, those big red buttons there look like I'm going to need to shoot those, so I might actually want to bring a pistol now that I'm looking at this. Because obviously we don't want to activate them with a magnum. And we got flame rounds here, so probably just deposit those. I think we'll get another chance to take our stuff out of the box, because there is another break room on the map. So we'll deposit these 2 acid rounds. Grab those flame rounds. Then we'll deposit those as well. That way, if we, use up all of our stuff now, we'll still have a couple more for the, I assume, kind of easier boss fight later on. I figured this is going to be like the main boss fight, and then the next one is going to be kind of a gimmick boss fight. So we'll take out the burst pistol, because it only takes up 1 slot. And I think we're good. We have 2 full heals, we have a shit ton of grenades, we have 23 magnum rounds. So I think we should be able to gun down Nemesis, if he gives us any trouble. Make sure this is in our slots. Okay. And is this just a weird little dead-end corner? Seems like it. I can't even walk any further forward. You'd think there would be like one more bobblehead hidden back here. I think there aren't any more in the rest of the game. Alright, there's big man Nemesis and his meat tentacle. Jill Iron Spine Valentine.
Nikolai, don't! The city needs that vaccine!
More than I do.
Was he just like standing in this room hoping we'd come this way?
I don't think the wisdom I've been trying to impart on you is getting through. Now I know you can't put a price on life. But I'm in this business to get paid. So let's make a deal. You go down there, battle the Nemesis, and I'll recall it all and sell the combat data.
Deal or no deal?
Put on a good show, and maybe I don't need the vaccine. Agreed? Good.
He acts like Nemesis is just going to completely ignore him every time. Like, he just kind of hangs around. Of course, Nemesis was only one of the potential 2 ways that he could die in the original. Right? Starting it right off with the tentacle slam. So I think he's going to be a bit more aggressive here than he was in the clock tower fight. Okay, that's not what I expected to happen. I thought there was going to be acid spraying out, but instead it just kind of electrocuted. There's also some items in that sludge over there. I don't know if that hit him. Alright. He's winding up for a tentacle swing. That's new. Okay. Good thing that slow motion locked onto his arm. I guess I'm just gonna keep shooting him. We'll use up our explosive ammo first because that's the cheap stuff. Nope. I really don't understand what that's supposed to do. I guess it's probably not for this phase of the fight. First aid spray and handgun ammo. Alright, that's explosive rounds down. Ah, I waited a little too long that time. Problem is, I always prematurely dodge, so now I'm trying to, like, slow down. Maybe we should just use the mine rounds. They seem kind of gimmicky, and I don't think we need them for their original purpose. Just stick them to him. They probably do less damage than the explosive rounds, honestly. I was very lucky there because I tried to dodge, but she was reloading. I mean, I'm just kind of bullying him here at this point.
Jill, is that you?
Oh, hey, Carlos.
You're okay. Let me spot for you.
Good idea.
What does that mean? What are you spotting? I can see him. All right. Okay. Is he gonna... Yeah, he's gonna do his dog routine.
Watch it, you've got company.
Really? I didn't notice, Carlos. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, that's what he meant.
Take aim.
Alright, I guess the spotting is actually useful. I wonder if Nemesis can take down these zombies for me, if I just let him get in the way. I wonder if these still work. Yep, they do. Alright, I probably shouldn't have wasted so many then. Got greedy there. I knew that zombie was coming up on me. Alright, well, we still have one full heal, so I'm not too worried yet. Ooh, got a swipe too. Alright. Nothing I can do about that. I just have to keep getting hit because I can't. She has to stand up before she can dodge again. Alright. That was kind of a bullshit combo. So I can't hit him until he's actually hanging out behind these things.
I got this.
I'm really glad I brought the pistol. There's the acid.
Not what I intended to hit. But I'll take it.
Alright, never mind. I thought his heart was gonna pop out. Not yet. I think we're safe over here, on the other side of the arena.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't stay down for very long, though.
Here comes some more.
More zombies?
Behind you.
I don't think I could have done anything about that.
He's on his last leg.
I think I'm on my last legs because there's a fucking zombie behind me. So even with all that ammo, I feel like I'm just kind of wasting most of it. But at least I know how to save my mine rounds for the second phase. Alright, Nemesis. He's definitely tougher to dodge in this fight than he was in the clock tower because he's more aggressive. I guess I could also just do this. Every time he tries to attack, just stagger him with an explosive. At least we know what to do now. But like here, I can't tell if I'm just doing excessive damage that's not actually really affecting him, or if this is a good use of ammunition. Or if it's just on a time limit. There doesn't seem to be much ammo lying around. Just like handgun ammo.
Carlos?
Carlos, is that you? Is that a tyrant? No, that's a hunter. There's a melted hunter there.
Watch it, you've got company.
Oh. Didn't trigger because it was still in flight.
Come out and play, shitbird.
That's the Magnum. Where is my handgun? Oh, okay. So it didn't load the save. It loaded the first part where I walked out without the handgun. So that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I guess it auto-saved when I first walked out the door. Definitely can't do that fight without the pistol, though. Well, I might be able to do it with the mine rounds, but let's not chance it. Oh, boy. Pause at that. And I guess I should take the flame rounds. I'll just make sure to save after we do this.
What is this place?
So yeah, I expect this is going to be kind of the real boss fight, followed by a more gimmicky, like, Birkin on the train kind of fight. Not even Birkin on the train, but Birkin when you get the minigun as Claire. So I'll take that. And we will save over this, so I don't have to do that again. Alright, Nemesis, let's not keep this dance going too long. I would very much like to finish this game in this video. Jill, why didn't you even attempt to dodge? She just stood there. Alright. No, that's good. I'll just take every combo you've got. You want to get another hit in? Gonna keep hitting him. And now I have to reload. You can definitely like stagger bully him with these grenades.
Jill, is that you?
Alright, that was much faster. Why are you walking so slow, Jill? Alright, let's not get stepped on when he's doing this.
Watch it, you've got company!
Orange caution. Again, very lucky that it landed right at my feet.
Here comes some more!
That seems like a good little advantage if you happen to save some ammo for those. Because they don't give you more mine rounds. I can't tell if that hit me or just the shockwave knocked me down. Jill, please just dodge one attack when I hit spacebar.
No! Hold on!
Please just fall over to burning zombie. There we go. Alright. So now he's a little melted.
Well, I'll take it.
What was that? What was that spin move?
Yeah!
Fuck off, zombie. They are just getting dumped in from those chutes.
Look out!
Alright. There's another healing item here that I want to grab. Oop. I think I'm just on the edge of his range. He is getting closer, however. Shotgun ammo, don't need that. I wish the camera would stop pulling in so close on Jill. I'm trying to maintain situational awareness, and it's like, hey, you want to see what Jill's up to? Alright, let's give him a little bit of the acid. No, or just spray it on the wall. That's fine.
Got some more incoming! Number 5! Surprise, asshole!
I wonder if they thought this fight would be too easy if you could just focus on Nemesis. So they're like,
Here comes the
zombies?
crane. Use it to climb up.
Come on. Come on.
Jill, get back!
Jill, I'll use the crane instead.
Now get on!
Goliath. Giant hand. It literally says giant hand on
I'm
it.
gonna melt this fucker into mush.
Remember, Carlos, even if he struggles, don't turn off the acid.
Okay, I'll meet you up ahead.
Now he's going to super mutate.
Nikolai, where did you go?
Alright, now let's go kill Nikolai.
I have to get that vaccine back.
What has Carlos been up to for the last, like, day while Jill was unconscious? He doesn't seem to have accomplished much. Alright, so I guess we can top up on everything we got left. There's definitely going to be a bunch of zombies. So I'm just going to take some first aid spray. Take some acid rounds. Should I take the shotgun? Just in case? I think the handgun should be enough to deal with anything that isn't, like, a hunter. And if we do get a hunter, we'll just shoot it with the magnum. We'll take another healing item. Wow, 1 gunpowder. Just what I needed at the end of the game. There's another first aid spray. Weapons spec sheet. Electromagnetic weapons program. Operating instructions. Ferromagnetic infantry use next generation railgun prototype. Is this going to be the replacement for the demon sword of Paracelsus? Which is the laser cannon that you finish Nemesis off with? Project title, Ferromagnetic Infantry Use, Next Generation Railgun. Or Finger, for short. Development codename Finger. Chief Developer, Nest 2, Lead Researcher Cornell Garner. Assisting Developers, United States Army. So I think in the original it was just a US prototype weapon, it wasn't Umbrella developed. Ammo caliber, 60mm, muzzle velocity, 6,000 meters per second. Project objective, suppression of new bioweapons in case of outbreak. Additional notes, extreme firepower provides the secondary benefit of completely obliterating the target, leaving no trace behind. That sounds like what we need for Nemesis. User feedback. This thing is totally rad. Tyrant's out of line? Just give him the finger and problem solved. Packs the firepower we need. It would be even better if there was a way to control the output. Mobility may prove to be problematic in the field. Perhaps this platform could be refined? It requires multiple power sources. May be difficult to secure in practice. Could you consolidate to a single power source? So I guess they just let people randomly fire this thing off at bioweapons. Also, that must be the weapon that the guy earlier was requesting that they get access to deal with their out-of-line bioweapons, but that seems like overkill for factory escapees. I mean, this also looks like a boss room. Hey, Nemesis, how you doing in that sludge? Is that the finger there?
It's done. Give me the vaccine, you greedy son of a bitch.
No. You print money. I like money. We shall make ours an ongoing arrangement. Now drop the gun!
I don't know why she didn't just shoot him. Boy, you've got an awful big Nemesis.
Have you ever seen anything so incredible? The data on this would be worth millions. But, you know how it is. City's about to explode, and you can't put a price on life. Good luck!
Nikolai!
Jill!
Go after Nikolai! He's got the vaccine!
What about you?
We're running out of time. I've got this.
I know how to deal with these problems. I thought a giant plant that was kind of like this.
You know, this is the last fucking time.
We gotta stop meeting like this. All right, well that's quite a departure from the original final Nemesis when he was just like a crawling, beaked thing. So this must be the finger. Okay, so I can accept Jill's like indestructible spine because she's a video game character, but her being able to lift that thing is a bit much. She's not Chris Redfield.
Damn, it needs power.
This thing doesn't look very field effective if it needs an entire room full of batteries to fire, though. It's pretty much the same reason we don't have portable railguns as right now. Jill, please. Just push it. Alright, I got punched twice and I died. So yeah, here's the gimmick boss fight. I don't know if I have to shoot him so he'll calm down. Shooting the bubbling pustules will cause him overwhelming pain. Alright, let me actually look at my inventory so it doesn't fuck me over this time. Then again, I would say the same thing about the ridiculousness of Claire's railgun, or minigun, in Resident Evil 2 Remake. But I think that's probably the biggest gun Resident Evil has ever had. The only other time there's been a railgun is in the god-awful Vendetta movie, where the BSAA misses their target with the railgun and blows open a building in New York City.
Insufficient power.
Got that, did you? How about some more?
I've heard you don't like getting your pustules shot. Can confirm. Alright, he's taking a little nap. Okay, you can actually see the railgun did blow through the wall in the background. So how did they test this thing?
Power source remaining.
He does kind of look a bit more like Final Birkin.
On your ass.
When Birkin grows those like bone structures. I don't know. I'm gonna have to shoot his pustules again. He's also just kind of randomly spraying acid around. Alright, that was like all my health. Good thing I have so many healing items. I can't believe I got hit by him falling over.
All power sources activated. Powering
You think I don't know how to fuck you up?
I've gotten pretty good at it. I mean, it's a cool redesign. Obviously, they're using the power available on the system to be able to do a giant monster like this instead of just a little crawling beast. Kind of like how the icon of Sin shows up in Doom Eternal as more than just a head. You know, how they had wanted to do it in Doom 2 but didn't have the resources to do it. I don't know if the railgun's charged yet. Oh, I guess it is. I thought it would take longer. I don't know if I have to shoot his heart. At least it seems very awkward for her to walk with.
Come on! Next time, take the fucking hint!
This room is definitely not designed for that thing to be fired in here.
Good riddance.
Take back the vaccine. Hey, maybe we nicked Nikolai with some of those shots. Run through the hole we made, I suppose? I'm just gonna top up my health while we have the chance. Take the magnum out in case of trouble. No, okay. We can't go through the meat hole. How do we get out of this room? Wow, there's a bunch of stuff just lying around. 3 grenades. What would I have done with 3 grenades? Can't imagine we could have just thrown them at Nemesis. I mean, maybe we could have. And it would have popped multiple pustules at once. I don't know why I'm taking all this. We don't need all this. They are really generous with healing items. Like, I'm not exactly the best at avoiding damage in this playthrough, and yet I've had a surplus of friggin' full heals. Where am I going? Where's this ladder? Ladder is on this side. I don't think he's regenerating from this one. I mean, I think that was a little better implementation than in the original game, where you just kind of turn on a railgun and then lead him to stand in front of it. It wasn't exactly the most climactic finish. And then Jill shoots it with a magnum a bunch of times.
Can't let Nikolai get away with that vaccine.
Hey look, another gigantic shaft.
I hope Carlos managed to stop him.
I wonder if someone is going to pick us up in a helicopter this time.
I can still catch him.
Danger. Do not touch. Like, just the wall, the door.
Oh no.
For a second, I thought that was just like a random pilot.
You're not going to stop. Promised you this, didn't I?
No! Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh no, don't care. My client ordered me to reduce umbrella to rubber.
Well, that's different.
Until missile
Ah.
impact.
The missile has launched. And that is my cue. Goodbye, Miss Valentine. Shame you didn't listen to me when you had the chance.
Meanwhile, Jill's still lying on the ground.
Jill! Shoot him!
I can't! I'll hit you!
Do it! You have to! There's no other way.
Don't worry, Jill, they're hollow points.
Carlos!
Hey, I told you I couldn't leave you in a Carlos's world. That would just be too cruel. What about him?
Looks like somebody wasn't wearing their flacky.
Why'd you do it?
There's a price tag for everything. Even letting the world burn.
Who are you working for?
I'll tell you, if you get me out of here. I'll pay you whatever you want. You're a fool. You're a fool! If I die, you'll never find out the truth.
And then we'll never need to add that into the lore. Presumably he is working for rival company, which was never named. Really? She doesn't just kill him? I mean, yeah, sure, the missile will kill him, but still.
Jill, you alright?
Suppose this also means no Barry Burton picking her up in the helicopter. Well, the helicopter handled that pretty well. You think fallout
Finally
from
over.
Raccoon City caused any problems?
So long, RC.
This is it. Jill's last
I
escape.
felt empty and cold as the heat from the blast washed over us. All this death wasn't caused by a monster-making virus. It was greed. Human greed.
And also the
I
US
decided
government
then and there, the ashes of Raccoon City would be Umbrella's ashes too.
via the missile strike.
I would end them, once and for all.
And that's how her and Chris attack Umbrella's European HQ in Russia and fight the Tyrant Man. But that's a story for another game. One that I still haven't actually played, because, you know, it was a Wii exclusive. But we might get to that at some point. So, that was Resident Evil 3 Remake. Definitely mixed feelings about it. I think I'm gonna disappoint anyone who's somehow stuck around through this entire playthrough, expecting me to validate them on it being a garbage game, because I've played enough garbage games that it just sounds pretty stupid to describe this as being garbage entirely. This is a quality game. It was enjoyable. Its biggest flaw is that it's a remake of Resident Evil 3 and not its own thing. So obviously there's expectations there that were not really met, because they decided, you know, we're already doing a Resident Evil remake that's closer to the original. How about for this one, we just make it even more of an action game than it already was? Because you can't pretend that Resident Evil 3 originally was not more of an action game than Resident Evil 2. It was already going in the direction that would lead to Resident Evil 4. But this seems like more of a jump. You know, I kind of feel like this is comparable to the Hollywoodized versions of foreign horror movies. You know, it's that kind of similar treatment, where they just take the very basics and hammer them together into a more America-friendly substance to be absorbed by the masses. I feel like the hospital, the general kind of atmosphere of the hospital, is closer to what we would have got if this whole game had been more like the Resident Evil 2 remake. And if you're one of those people who thought the Resident Evil 2 remake was a bad remake, then I'm sorry, but you should probably just get out, because I don't want you here. Why is there a name just off to the right? But yeah, I thought the Resident Evil 2 remake was good. I thought it was a good reinvention of the original, because, again, you can still play the original. It doesn't just go away, you know. And I just showed off that upscale project that makes it even more playable than ever. So I can't get on your page if you're going to say that both of these remakes are utter trash and Capcom has killed the series. Like, grow up. This was fine for what it was, as just a action game with zombies, but it fails as a remake. That's what I'm going to say. I enjoyed playing through this. You know, the actual gameplay is enjoyable, but the way it kind of cut down what was already a pretty short game even more is disappointing. I don't think this is going to mark the end of Capcom's kind of golden period that they're in, though. Because again, this was made by a secondary studio. This wasn't like main Capcom fucking up. This was like, hey, we passed this off to someone else because we want to work on Resident Evil 8. Which sounds like it's going to be something. I don't know if it's going to be something good or not yet, but obviously I'm going to play through it when it comes out next year. Hoping we get an announcement about it so we can at least kind of sort out which of the leaks are current and which of them are previous. Like, they've said that apparently the game that is currently Resident Evil 8 was originally supposed to be Revelations 3, but that the playtesters liked it enough that they're like, okay, let's just make this the main entry then. Which, you know, that's a little concerning, because Revelations 1 was fine. It wasn't great or anything. It was just kind of okay. Revelations 2 was fucking awful, and I will say it's fucking awful. at least the campaign have to be separated from the raid mode. The raid mode was good and kind of what it was, but the main campaign was bad for Revelations 2. Bad enemy designs, bad combat encounters. The story wasn't that bad. Like, it's not really the story I take issue with, it's the actual gameplay. The stupid bleed status effect, the crafting, the invisible insta-kill enemies. But Revelations is like the spin-off side stories that they don't think are good enough to be main stories. So having one of those become a main entry is a little concerning. But I guess they had already condemned Ethan to side stories. Anyhow, I think that's enough credits. So then Jill kept the broken canister, hoping she could swab some vaccine off of it still. Is that Chris? I just saw the green vest. C rank, because I took my time and saved too much. Clear time, 5 hours, 40 minutes. Playtime, 7.5 hours. So I definitely went past the average, you know, the 5.5 to 6 hour estimate. But I was taking my time, trying to get a feel for things. And that's it. That's the end of this playthrough. At this point, they unlock the shop. Yeah, so this is where you can unlock post-game weapons. I think there's only one costume, and you have to still buy it from the shop. Yeah, this one. Just her old-school Stars gear. Which even that looks like they simplified a bit. It looks like she's missing some of her outfit. But at least she's got the beret. Recovery coin, regen. Okay, so some of these are very much inspired by Resident Evil 7's unlockables, these coins. It's weird that there's 2 of each, though. Hey, you want to waste 2 slots? You can be even better. Crafting companion, so that's like the reloading tool. But it just doubles your ammo, in this case. You know, I will say, I don't miss the reloading tool. I would have liked still having it so that you can unlock better ammo by crafting a bunch of one type, but having an item that you have to take out of your inventory box just to carry for a second so that you can combine it with your gunpowder was a pain in the ass, and completely unnecessary. Stars Field Combat Manual, edited by Chris Redfield. Physical feats such as perfect dodge become easier to perform. I guess you can just start with a lockpick instead of having to wait until you pick it up, as well as bolt cutters. Hip pouch. Will not be available in assisted mode, as this would exceed the maximum inventory capacity. Does assisted mode just give you full inventory from the start? And also, it looks like I guess you just start with these then, and they're not in addition to the existing ones. The Hot Dogger. Weird name for this. So I've seen some of these weapons, because I've already looked at the unlockable weapons. This is just a fancy knife that will set enemies on fire. You've got Jill's Samurai Edge, which I guess is a little more powerful. Weird how they didn't just have you start with this. There's the Raiden, which is like a laser gun, I think. Possesses great stopping power, but only when targeting enemy weak points. Kind of reminds me of the unlockable... I can't remember what it was called. It was like the PO1 laser or something from Resident Evil 4, which would just insta-blast the Plaga weak points. Infinite Mup handgun. I believe this was... Was this Nikolai's handgun in Mercenaries? Definitely didn't have that in the regular game. You know, Carlos and Jill both had Glocks. CQBR sight rifle, infinite. I wonder if Jill gets that or if it's only for Carlos. And then infinite rocket launcher, which is like an AT-4. 62,000. So yeah, you get these points by doing the records, which are like, you know, in-game challenges. Some of these are achievements, but some of them are just in-game. And most of them are just like, kill this many enemies. Which is why I've been making so many saves. Because you just load a save, you dump all your ammo, and then you load the save again, because this is all account-based progress and not save-based. Alright, so yeah, that's the end of Resident Evil 3. Unless they put out, you know, Mercenaries as a free DLC or something. But I think they're probably just going to stupidly waste all of their effort on Resistance, which I guess I'll check out now that I'm going to uninstall this game, but Still not really looking forward to even giving that a try. There will be more Resident Evil content coming up in the next few months as well. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do the original remake soon. And Code Veronica is still kind of perpetually on the table. But alright, I've been Shadefyre, this was Remake, and thank you for joining me through our journey through this particular version of Jill's escape from Raccoon City. Hope you'll see you again. Take care, everyone.